Why is it so loud in here? I don't know. The reason why it's like so loud. This is my room. But you can listen to it loud. It's not that loud. It's just like super loud. Why does that always happen?
Boo.
Hey Alex, what's up? What are you doing? Eh.
Almost off work.
Oh yeah, it's on my save. For some reason I thought it was like way later than it is.
Our second baby appointment is tomorrow.
Oh, what's happening in that appointment?
Not entirely sure yet, maybe another ultrasound.
Oh yeah.
Checking on the baby's progress.
Okay. Making sure it's not a demon. It was like, Shawnee, don't joke like that. I think that if I joke around, to become a demon baby. He thinks I jinxed your baby. Well, why is it stupid? Do you think I'm jinxing?
I hope it is a demon baby.
Just say, oh god, you're both stupid. Look what you did, Alex. It's all your fault. I didn't say anything about demon. It's all his fault. He told me to say it.
This story is a work of fiction.
Do not say it. Do not say that.
Similarities between characters or events to persons living or dead in your
We're starting
world
this, Alex. I just started this
I'm a
last night.
little
accidental.
anxious though.
Oh, sure. I'm sure I'll be healthy. Maybe if you're lucky, it'll look just like me. You know, whether it's a boy or a girl, look just like me. I'm crossing my fingers for you.
Hope the baby is good.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he'll be fine.
Only those who have agreed to the above have the privilege of partaking in this game. The contract has
I
been
want a healthy
sealed.
demon baby.
That looks like me.
The world is not as it should be. It's filled with distortion, and ruin can no longer be avoided. Those who oppose fate and desire change. From time to time, they were referred to as tricksters.
Yay, I'm free.
No slides? Oh, I was wondering if you got snow. Oh, sleds. So sleds, not some slides in her. Does he have snow? I don't think Alex has a sled for snow sledding. I mean, he might when his baby's old enough to.
You are the trickster. Now is the time to rise against the abyss of distortion.
Yeah, we are living a sad, sledless life.
I used to love going sledding when I was a kid. My old neighborhood.
Maybe back in a bit.
Okay. No, I didn't want to skip it. Oh, whatever, it's fine. I want to. Oh, there we go.
But I have to say, showing yourself above that crowd earlier was an excellent move. Nice work as always, Joker. I bet Skull.
There he is! I won't let you go!
Just run! Okay, the enemy's focus is on him. Everyone remember where we're meeting up? No worries, I can guide you all.
Stop right there! Get away!
Take him down, Joker! Comparing power levels. No breaks. Get him, Joker!
Ravage them!
Everyone else, head to positions.
There.
Hold on before their backup gets here.
What?
Good. You defeated them with ease. More of them? Be careful! way. Hurry!
Dude, can he even hear us?
Don't worry. I'm picking up everyone's voices. Just go, Joker! Wait a sec. What the? I'm getting a weird reading heading your way. Come on, run!
I'm just as fearless, I'm just as dangerous. I just don't know your fight. There's a darkness.
No problems on my end.
Fire inside your head.
Where'd they go, damn it?
Your heart. And I'm a grateful brain.
I can't confirm the intruder's location.
And you know we were out there, swatting lights in the making, going hard for the taking. Can't hold on our life for change, and our voices ring out here. Took the mask off to be free, fought it out in the debris. Now we know that life will change. It's not a game. I'm at a robot and I'm challenging you. I'm at a battle. I'm in your face and I'm here to see it through. Right before your eyes, what just multiply? Got the flame right. It's time. As the power grows, try to stop us shows. Life as will go dry. Stop time. So you know that we out there, swatting lights in the making. Can't move fast without breaking. Can't hold on our life for change. And our voices ring out, yeah. Took the mask off to be free. Fought it out in the debris. Now we know that life will change. And in a street, I'm not a big man of your Illinois mind. I'm just as fearless, I'm just as dangerous. I just don't know your fight. Face of your man, fire in every breath, fire inside your head.
Yep, potato salad. That's it.
Your heart, and I'm a grateful brain.
I need eat and watch the rest of my historical video. Real quick. Here you go.
He's running around often with a top off or a vest on. The sunburn and the heat stroke that he would get from that would kill him. You'd have like some kind of camouflage shirt on, or like a tactical jacket, like a thin jacket, and you'd almost certainly have body armour on. Dependent on the sand, sometimes it's soft and it would be incredibly difficult to move. I mean, granted, he's got no kit on, no body armour, but it would be incredibly difficult. You're running from side to side to evade possible enemy fire, especially if that's coming from behind you. You'd be running to positions of cover rather than in a straight line. It's there to look like a hind. It's actually the Pumas that have been modified. They've been mocked up to look like real Soviet gunships, yeah. They were introduced, I think, by the Russians in 1972, so they definitely would have been in the actual Afghan and Russian war in 79 to 89. The biggest myth really is, I think, about desert warfare films is, I think, the hero journey that one takes. So it's, if you look at, say, like Rambo or anything like that, it's kind of a one-man band, one person getting injected into a theatre, into a war zone, and in reality, it's wholly not possible. That weapon system, 50 cal Dushka, it would take it down. It absolutely would, and I'm just slightly unconvinced that there would be enough rounds for it. For that amount of time. Sometimes you can get 1 or 2 rounds off, then you have to start doing your stoppage drills. One person could operate that, yeah. Would be better with 2, but one person could. It's a difficult one because everything that happens is in the realms of possibility. It really is. I would probably give it a 5. I think the percentage of success that it would get from doing what it does would be very, very small.
Call it in, see if they're friendlies in the area.
Lima 2 Charlie. Lima 2 Charlie.
The radio operator has tried to establish comms via the sat phone. It's not been successful, but he's not give the responder opportunity to respond. We've used them before in Somalia and other places. It's just a case of sometimes moving to an elevated position or a different location to establish communication. They are unreliable.
Who are they, man?
I don't know. You would have automatically hit the floor and gone to ground, and you would have started observing from what we call your belt buckle, from a prone position. The mirage effect, obviously it's a thing, it's there, but it wouldn't distort the images like that, and you'd still be able to make people out. And the movement towards you, it's very relaxed. They're not running, they're not shouting. You'd be looking for weapons or weapon systems as they start to get closer.
Form a line!
They do get into extended line, which is good tactically for this scenario, but the posture that they get into, the hostile posture, getting weapons and getting them ready to go into the shoulder, is an escalation that you would want to try and avoid. See, they're all M16, some of them have got underslung grenade launcher attachments. It's an old American issued weapon. There'll be real weapons with probably just magazines in with no ammunition.
What are you doing? Swap! Guys, cover him!
Weapon should have been down for sure. They should have had, like, one of them just put his hand up, but just posing a more peaceful kind of approach. Maybe saying like the local language in terms of a welcome would have been the right course of action to take. He walked straight into the arc of the line of fire of all the lads. He would never do that. He would have almost certainly been killed in that if it would have gone ugly. Realism, I'd probably give it about a 5 or a 6. It's not uncommon for people to walk into your arc of fire or your line of fire and just be unaware of it. In this instance, you would try and scarper away to cover in a low profile. Going to ground straight away is good drills. Try and lower your profile, but trying to get into some form of cover would be ideal. I know it's difficult in this scene. It's very open and there's no built-up areas or anything like that. Your tactics in this would be to, if you have to engage, but then try and peel away. Yeah, it'd be a worst case scenario. It's a mini-me that the guy's got here, which is like a key tactical team weapon. Belt-fed 5.56 ammunition. But just how he's holding it, it's up and then he holds the back stock. He's definitely been taught that. The drills in this as well, we call it the rate of fire. The people with the rifles, the M16s, are like firing single shot, which for accuracy is great. A massive thing in Hollywood is all weapons are always on automatic, fully automatic, and it's not really correct. Although the drills are good and slick, in this you can't get away from the fact that it looks like actors holding weapons. Probably give it a 4. I think the SAS in reality would have done things differently, a lot differently. I don't think you would have engaged in preemptive strike like that unless they were literally coming towards you and upon you. The dog is clearly sniffing for explosives, IEDs, put in the ground just to identify areas to avoid. But they might also be put in the ground just to show you the Allied forces where they can move. But they would sit down, yeah, when they've come across something that they're not quite happy with. They're expecting a treat, what it's kind of all about for them, it's just a game. In terms of disorientation, like the ringing noise, alluding to like how your ears would be, absolutely. Yeah, you might not hear anything for minutes. Might bust your eardrums. I mean, it is realistic, but they just seem to recover too quickly from it. Could be an old shell, an old war shell that they've used, pointing really towards a vehicle, like a vehicle IED that they've kind of detonated there. The fact that it's actually on what looks to be like a common trail for vehicles and stuff kind of points to the fact that it would have been that. I think it probably might have been a greater explosion, a bigger explosion, but it would blow them back like that, if not worse. Canine error would be a factor that you would factor into it, especially if you've not kind of run the dog over that area as well.
Hey! How did you dog miss that? You could have gotten us all killed. They must have triggered the bomb from those houses.
It's all really good until after the explosion. There's no way that you would be kind of up on your feet and calling somebody out for what they have or haven't missed. You'd be glued to the floor. You'd be shocked. You'd be disorientated, and you'd just be scared to death. There's no way that you would kind of respond in that kind of manner. And another thing that you've got to worry about is that might just be the first detonation. There might be a secondary explosion, and I think if somebody has detonated that with a command wire, which is what's happened, you would absolutely be expecting an ambush off the back of that because you've actually got people watching. I think it's really realistic up until what happens after the explosion, and for that I'd probably give it a 7. So the red smoke is to indicate the LZ, the landing zone, where you're going to extract somebody from. It's slightly strange in this clip because it's almost self-explanatory given that you've got helicopters just above it. So it's kind of just thrown out there, probably visually just for the viewers of this film. It would have been an incredibly aggressive kind of posture now from the rescuing forces. They wouldn't waste any time trying to decipher whether you've got weapons or whether you're a friendly. There's just no time for it. It's just quickly in and out. So everybody in between them and extracting the US personnel would have, it wouldn't have been a great experience for them whatsoever.
Go! Push your hands!
The Americans or anybody will always go back for one of their own. You would have had guys on the ground for weeks, days before, providing CTRs, close target recce's of this, and establishing patterns of life, what kind of weapons they've got, what time they go to bed, where they're keeping the hostage and if they keep moving him. And that would have been getting fed back in order to create this rescue attempt. So the first phase of it probably would have been the Spectre gunships that you see and the Apaches coming in, followed by the ground forces following up behind.
Are you Marcus the Trail? You're safe, Marcus. You're going home.
What they could do is probably ask him his service number. Like, what's your service number, what's your name, what's your rank, and stuff like that, which would quickly identify him. So it's true to life, right? It actually happened, so I've got to give it a 9 or a 10.
Got movement, 12 o'clock.
About 300 meters, 2 guys on the roof. Are they armed? I don't know.
So these are US Marines. There's kind of two sides to the communication at the initial start where they're saying, have they got weapons, have they got weapons? It's to identify them as potential enemy targets, but also it gives them, in a sense, a free pass to engage if they have to. Looking for weapons is the combat indicator.
Simple question, Trade. You see a weapon?
Negative. That's not the question you asked. You asked if they were armed. The answer to that one is I don't
Obviously
know.
they're fucking armed, Ortega. Why else would they be running around up there?
I don't know, do I? I don't understand these people.
I think the chatter is Hollywood, it's unrealistic. In real life, it'd be very minimal, and especially the swearing as well. I think this is probably a bit tame in terms of what it would be like real life. Certainly the immature nature of it is definitely inaccurate.
All I know is we need to see weapons.
They're not really using cover well, and yeah, they don't really move position in between firing, or once they take that first shot, they should have moved position, and especially if it's a sniper as well, because they'll just be looking for you just to pop back up in the same position, and they'll be on target. Kevlar helmet, they are effective in protecting your head. It all just depends on the caliber of bullet that the helmet's hit with, the angle, and also how close it is from leaving the barrel to hitting your helmet. If it's a sniper, which you could argue it is from that range and picking shots off like that, they would have kind of a long caliber bullet, like a 7.62 long, firing out of a bolt action rifle. It might protect them based on angle, but if it is a sniper from that distance as well, they would probably be getting like hits towards the centre of mass or on the face, but it would protect them. What the viewers need to appreciate is that it would be incredibly uncomfortable to have your head above that, knowing that somebody's firing, because all you can really think about is that in not even a second you could be hit in the face, and that might be you just completely turned off. So you are uncomfortably aware of that. So yeah, I think you would be a lot further down.
Where are you hit? On the eyes.
I mean, he might have had sand kick up from the round that he wants to just get out. It's probably the right course of action in that instance. He might have had a bit of material from his helmet if he's been shot in the helmet and stuff, so yeah. I'd give it a 5, just because I think the chatter's kind of unrealistic. It's very immature. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then please click on the one above.
Heads is a real thing. It's definitely an intimidation tactic when the...
I might just go lay down and watch these videos, honestly. I'm just like a little tired. Oh. I'm gonna eat this whole thing of fucking potato salad too if I'm not careful.
The First Crusade reached Nicaea in 1097. Both the attackers and defenders threw heads at each other. Hi, I'm Dr. Michael Fulton. I'm an expert at siege warfare and medieval fortifications. Today we're going to be looking at castle battle scenes in movies and TV and judging how real they are. There's nothing far-fetched about sneaking into a castle or town. There are ways to do that, whether you're disguised as somebody or you're hiding in something. Kind of runs to the edge and says, hey you, stop that. There's a traditional phenomenon called castle watch. You're really just watching, making sure that nobody sneaks up on your castle. What you're trying to defend your castle against is a large army, because it's very hard to take a castle unless you have a large army. It's hard to sneak up on a castle. If you're coming with an army, people know that army is coming. I think this is supposed to be Kildrummy Castle, which by this point had a very elaborate gate system. So just opening that gate would have been quite a challenge. Everybody's going to go to that gate. A gate like that would have been a whole structure. So each gate to that structure would presumably have been locked by someone on the inside. The idea of this small party trying to rush.
I think I'm just gonna lay down and watch some videos. Watch these videos too. They're fun to watch.
In the Great Hall. I kind of don't understand.
how I lay in
Because a
bed
castle of
and
this
chill.
scale is going to have a lot
So
more
good night,
defenders.
Alex. I don't know if you're still here.
And you're going to have to overcome them all.
Night. I'll go resume this. from bed.
Webla.
Cody, what's up, buddy? I was just saying I'm on a bed. What are you doing? Did you stream today?
No.
Oh no. You work today? I just got well, I work till about 4:30.
I have chores to do. I
Yeah.
refinance my vehicle and stuff.
Oh nice. Nice. Get that better rate, my friend. That better rate. Oh, yeah, I was just gonna.
So your priority
Finish
is
this
really
up in the bedroom.
seizing the strategic parts of the castle.
I like these
Great
videos.
Hall
They're really
is
cool
not
videos.
really
Like
one of
they're
them.
I'm playing
Sleeping in
Cyberpunk
or on the
off
floor of the
stream.
Great Hall
Why off stream?
was a traditional thing to do.
silly?
It's starting to go out of fashion by this point in history. But if you were to look back at, say, the 11th, 12th century, the king's retainers or the lord's retainers, his kind
physical
of
seriously.
high-ranking
It's
guys,
basically you know, experts analyze like or just like call like just talk about like scenes from movies and how realistic they are. Which is like, you know, it don't need to be realistic. A lot of times it's like there's like, you know, dramatic agency for them to be the way they are. But like, you know, it's just really interesting and cool. You learn a lot. There's like all kinds of different stuff, like Navy SEAL rates 10 naval. It's just like there's tons of these series. So I'm just gonna like just veg out and watch these, I think. Military tank expert rates 8 battles in movies. That's all I was one earlier. Ancient warfare expert rates 10 battle
I just
tactics.
got mantis blades in Cyberpunk.
Oh, nice. Ooh, look at this. U.S. Navy pilot rates 10 fighter pilot scenes in movies. I want to watch that one later. Oh my gosh, I have to watch this. Special ops sniper rates 11 sniper scenes. Oh, that's cool.
would have a lot of drinking parties and then just kind of pass out on the floor around. There would be weapons around. You wouldn't need to necessarily don your armor in order to defend a castle like this. That's much more helpful in an open battle. Maybe a 2 if I'm being generous.
Hey, Archer! Stay alive!
The little screens there, those were very important because they just stopped arrows. The moat or the ditch. This is the most basic fortification element other than some kind of a basic wall. This was supposed to be the castle at Chalon. It's up on a hill, so I'm not sure if it would have needed a ditch, but if it looked at all like this, where the ground is kind of nice and approachable leading up, you're absolutely gonna have a ditch because it's so easy. They put a lot of effort in hanging these incendiaries on the gate. Why don't you just put it at the bottom of the gate? Setting gates on fire is a legitimate tactic here. It largely predates this period though. If you have incendiaries during this period, they are more likely to look like tar than like, well, presumably like gasoline, because you have to refine it. The portcullis has disappeared for some reason. So the portcullis design like that, where it's that lattice structure, that was coming into fashion around this time. Whether it is wood that has been kind of coated with metal or plated, or whether it's entirely metal, you see both variations. The whole point of it though is that it is open, so you can stick stuff through it if you want. And if it's metal, presumably it means you can't set it on fire, which is critical here, right? Traditionally,
Have
the
you
gate
checked
is the
out
weakest part
Wednesday yet?
of a fortified enclosure.
Wednesday? What's
because
that?
it's a
The
hole,
movie?
right? So you need to strengthen
movie?
that hole to make sure that it's not a point of weakness or vulnerability. So through the 13th century, gates actually become the strongest part of a castle instead of the weakest part, just because of the level of development that goes into it. Kind of walking up to a gate, trying to set it on fire, trying
Yeah,
to
that's
use
a
a
Christmas
Tim
party last night, so I'm
Burton
a little tired.
TV show
They've had a
based on
long
the
time to think
character
about these kind of
Wednesday
siege
from the
tactics and
Addams
to develop
Family.
I
fortifications
remember Wednesday from
accordingly.
wrong. Well, I actually don't know that
it's
much about
kind
Addams
of an
Family, but I've
anachronistic
seen the
order.
movie.
The siege tactics are already a little bit outdated in this
Tim Burton.
representation. These guys are
I don't know
trying.
about Tim Burton these
They haven't
days.
pulled it all together as best as they
I'll
could.
check it out.
I'd give them somewhere 5.
What is happening here? Why does
It's
it keep
good.
These are terrible catapults. The stones seem to somehow speed up as they leave the basket. Should slow down from that point. If you look at how big this chunk of stone is, it's significantly
Oh, let's check it
larger
out.
than the engine that's supposed to be throwing it.
Yeah, I'm always looking for new shows.
I've been liking it.
Yeah, I'll
Now,
check it
throwing
out.
heads is a real thing. This is an element of psychological warfare. It's definitely an intimidation tactic. When the First Crusade reached Nicaea in 1097, both the attackers and defenders threw heads at each other. It took place more often when you had groups facing off from different.
What keeps happening here? I'm so confused. What is... You know, I just don't understand why Windows has to be so fucking broken all the time.
Heads is a real thing.
Like, I just don't understand it. Windows gets worse and worse year after year.
It's definitely an intimidation tactic. When the First Crusade reached Nicaea,
Wait, why is it saying it's... What the fuck's going on here?
both the attackers and defenders.
What? This is like broken right now, dude. I don't know. I'm gonna go finish watching. I'm just tired. I'll stream tomorrow. Oh yeah, I'm just like, I mean, I'm not really hungover. I didn't really drink that much at the party, but I don't know. Yeah, I've been up since 7, but I guess it is getting kind of my bedtime. Not really. No, it's only 8:30, but I'm just tired. And I want to play more of this game. Oh, I want to start.
Get some sleep, little cutie.
I will. I played this on PS4 Pro back, and I didn't beat it though. I played quite a bit of it though. So it's on PC now on Game Pass. So I'm gonna be playing the shit out of this game, because I've always wanted to play Persona 5. Like I've always wanted to beat it. I really enjoyed it. It deserves the praise it gets. But let's see. Hold on. You love to do a video on it? I bet he does. Did he never review it? What the fuck? Did she just did this video a year ago? Huh? Maybe he played it on PlayStation on PC. Oh. Oh, you haven't reserved punctuation. This is a good. Oh yeah, I remember his videos. Oh my gosh. You still make videos? Why am I not subscribed to him anymore? I mean, I remember it being like a little bit.
You know, Japan's a lovely country and all, but from what video games have taught me, I'm really glad I never went to high school there. I'm not sure I could have handled the overwhelming pressure to succeed academically, knowing that I might show up for final exams and find an enormous radioactive footprint where the school building used to be. And then there's dating, having to use a vacuum pump and a protractor to spike your hair every morning, not knowing if you're satisfying your girlfriend as much as the tentacled alien sex demon she hangs out with at weekends.
My problem with the Escape is that he tries so hard to be funny all the time that there's a loss of value in his reviews. Like, I'm not here to see a comedian. You know, if you're funny, it's just like he just tries too hard.
Still, at least Japanese high schools always seem to have an impressive range of extracurricular activities available. There's the track team, the newspaper club, the guys who travel to a matching netherworld after school to battle symbolic demons born from the dark desires of humanity, and volleyball sounds fun. Which brings us to Persona 5. This is the first Persona game I've played, but I know the series by reputation. The games are half high school life simulator and half fantasy JRPG, which really goes to show the kinds of lengths Japanese culture will go to bring tentacle demons and schoolgirls together. We are bog standard, mute yet paradoxically good at making friends JRPG protagonist who is on probation for a crime he didn't commit and is sent to a last chance school where he discovers he has the ability to enter a strange other world formed from the minds and hearts of evil humans, and that he can then steal the source of...
Wait. Come on, buddy. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of want to watch the review, but I don't want it spoiled. I know, it's like people love it. Anyway, good night, guys.